What's up, everyone? It's Dada Hem, and let's talk about why so many young guys struggle financially. We're diving deep into the reasons behind this common issue, and trust me, it's not always what you think. Financial success is a complex tapestry woven from various threads, including education, personal choices, societal influences, and psychological factors. Despite having better financial starting points, many young men encounter significant challenges that lead to financial instability or failure. In this discussion, we will explore several reasons why this phenomenon occurs, supported by examples to illustrate these points. One of the biggest pitfalls young men face is the lack of financial education. Without proper guidance, they often find themselves making poor financial decisions that can have long-lasting consequences. It's like being thrown into the deep end without knowing how to swim. The confusion and stress can be overwhelming, leading to mistakes that are hard to recover from. You might figure it out eventually, but chances are you'll swallow a lot of water along the way. Let's talk about James, a young man who found himself in this exact situation. James inherits $50,000 from his grandfather. It's a significant amount of money that could set him up for a secure future. It's a life-changing amount of money, right? The possibilities seem endless. And James is filled with excitement and dreams of what he can do with it. But instead of investing it or putting it towards his future, James decides to live it up. He sees the money as a ticket to immediate gratification. He buys a fancy new car, the latest gadgets, and indulges in a lifestyle he can't sustain, and blows the rest on designer clothes and nights out. The thrill of spending takes over, and he loses sight of the bigger picture. He's thinking short-term enjoyment, not long-term security. The allure of instant pleasure blinds him to the future consequences. Fast forward a few months and the money's gone. The reality of his choices hits hard, leaving him in a precarious situation. James is back to square one, but now he's got a car payment he can barely afford, and a closet full of clothes he doesn't need. The financial burden is heavy, and the regret is real. This is a classic example of what happens when you lack financial literacy. Without the knowledge to manage money wisely, even a windfall can turn into a nightmare. It's not just about making money, it's about understanding how to manage it, grow it, and make it work for you. Financial education is the key to turning potential pitfalls into opportunities for lasting success. Let's talk about lifestyle inflation. It's a concept that many people aren't aware of, but it can have a significant impact on your financial health. This is a sneaky one, guys. It creeps up on you without you even realizing it. You start making more money, which is fantastic, but then you start spending more money. It's a natural reaction to want to reward yourself. You get a raise, you upgrade your apartment, buy a nicer car, and start eating out more. These small changes can add up quickly. Your income goes up, but so do your expenses. It's a vicious cycle that can be hard to break. This is a trap that catches so many young men. They find themselves stuck, unable to save or invest for the future. You think, I deserve this, and you're right. You worked hard for it. But there's a balance that needs to be struck. But the problem is, lifestyle inflation can keep you stuck in the same financial position, even as you earn more. Let's look at David. His story is a perfect example. David lands a great job after college. He's excited and ready to start his career. He's making good money, but he's also living within his means. He understands the importance of budgeting. He's got a modest apartment, a used car, and he's careful with his spending. This allows him to save and invest. But as his salary increases, so does his lifestyle. He starts to feel the pressure to upgrade. He starts thinking he needs a bigger place, a nicer car, and those expensive dinners out become a regular thing. It's a slippery slope. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your money. You should celebrate your successes. But if you're not careful, lifestyle inflation can sabotage your financial future. It can prevent you from achieving long-term goals. You end up living paycheck to paycheck, even with a high income, and you're not building wealth or security. It's crucial to be mindful of your spending habits. We've all been there, right? That moment when you look around and see everyone flaunting their latest purchases. You see your friends with the latest gadgets, the designer clothes, the fancy cars, and you start to feel a bit envious. That pressure to keep up can be overwhelming, making you feel like you need to match their lifestyle. But here's the thing, You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They might be putting on a brave face. They might be drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to make ends meet, or relying on credit cards to maintain that image. Let's talk about Alex, a young guy who wants to fit in. Alex is a young guy who wants to fit in with his friends and be part of the group. He sees his friends with the newest iPhone, the latest tech, and feels the urge to have it too. Even though he can't really afford it, he convinces himself that he needs it to fit in. He feels like he needs to have it too, so he decides to buy it. So he puts it on his credit card, thinking he'll pay it off later when he has more money. But then the minimum payments start piling up and he realizes he's in over his head. The bills keep coming, and he's hit with interest charges that make it even harder to pay off. He's stuck in a cycle of debt, struggling to keep up with the payments and the interest. He's stuck in a cycle of debt, all because he felt pressured to keep up with his friends. This is a perfect example of how peer pressure can wreck your finances and lead to long-term stress. This is a perfect example of how peer pressure can wreck your finances. Remember, your self-worth shouldn't be tied to what you own or what you can buy. It's about more than material possessions. It's about making smart financial decisions that set you up for long-term success, not short-term validation. Focus on your future. Chapter 4. Improper debt management. Don't let credit cards control your life. Credit cards can be useful tools, but they can also be dangerous if you don't know how to use them responsibly. Many young men fall into the trap of overspending on credit cards, racking up debt that can take years to pay off. Let's take Mark as an example. Mark just graduated from college and has student loans to pay off. He gets his first credit card and starts using it for everything. Clothes, eating out, you name it. He thinks, I'll pay it off later, but the balance keeps growing. Soon, Mark's only making minimum payments, which barely cover the interest. He's stuck in a cycle of debt, and it's affecting his credit score and his ability to save for the future. This is a common story, guys. The key is to treat credit cards like tools, not free money. Use them responsibly, pay your balance in full each month, and don't spend more than you can afford. Chapter 5. Impulse spending. Think before you swipe. We live in a world of instant gratification. You see something you want, you buy it. But all those little purchases, those impulse buys, can add up and sabotage your financial goals. Let's talk about John. John loves gadgets and clothes. He's constantly online buying the latest tech, the newest sneakers, whatever catches his eye. Each purchase seems small at the time, but they start to add up. He's not thinking about his long-term financial goals like buying a house or investing. He's stuck in a cycle of instant gratification, and it's hurting his financial future. Here's the thing. It's okay to treat yourself once in a while, but you need to be mindful of your spending habits. Before you hit that buy now button, ask yourself, do I really need this? Can I afford this? Will this help me achieve my financial goals? If the answer is no, walk away. Chapter 6. Inadequate savings and emergency funds. Be prepared for the unexpected. Life throws curveballs, guys. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, unexpected medical bills pop up. These things happen, and if you're not prepared, they can derail your finances. Let's say Ryan's car breaks down. It's a major repair, costing a couple of $1,000s, but Ryan doesn't have an emergency fund. He's living paycheck to paycheck, and now he's scrambling to come up with the money. He might have to put the repairs on a credit card, racking up more debt, or take out a high-interest loan. This is why having an emergency fund is crucial. It's your safety net, your financial cushion for those unexpected events. Aim to have 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved up in an easily accessible account. It might seem like a lot, but trust me, it's worth it for the peace of mind it provides. Chapter 7. Failure to invest for the future. Start early, grow your wealth. Compound interest is a powerful thing, guys. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. But many young men put off investing, thinking they have plenty of time later. Let's look at Tom. Tom starts working at a young age and has a decent income. But he's not thinking about retirement or investing. He keeps his money in a savings account, earning minimal interest. Years go by, and Tom's friends, who started investing early, are seeing their wealth grow significantly. Tom, on the other hand, is stuck with a relatively small amount of savings. He missed out on years of potential growth because he didn't prioritize investing. The key takeaway here is, don't wait to start investing. Even if you can only contribute a small amount each month, it will add up over time thanks to the power of compound interest. Chapter 8. Mental health and financial anxiety break the cycle. Mental health plays a huge role in our financial well-being. Anxiety, stress, and depression can affect our financial decision-making and lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms like overspending or avoiding bills altogether. Let's consider Chris. Chris struggles with financial anxiety. He's constantly stressed about money, so he avoids opening his bills, checking his bank account, or creating a budget. This avoidance only makes things worse. He misses payments, incurs late fees, and his debt starts to spiral out of control. This is a prime example of how mental health can impact our finances. If you're struggling with financial anxiety or other mental health challenges, don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can provide you with coping mechanisms and strategies to manage your finances more effectively. Outro: take control of your financial future. Look, we've covered a lot today, but the key takeaway is this: financial success is within your reach. Understanding these common pitfalls can help young men navigate their financial journeys more effectively. By addressing these issues head-on, they can build a more secure and prosperous future. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content.